What a difference a week makes. Bright sunshine, no hint of rain. The Hoosiers here in Bloomington played in showers all night long in their win against Virginia. Indiana is 2-0 on the year, looking to go 3-0 before the Big Ten season starts. Now, the IU football fans are excited about their team after wins against Florida International and Virginia. They are ready to go. It's Big Ten football today on BTN. It's 2-0 Indiana and 1-1 Ball State as the Cardinals come from Muncie to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. And here comes head coach Tom Allen and the Indiana Hoosiers. Good afternoon. Welcome to Memorial Stadium with Bobby Carpenter, the former Ohio State linebacker. I'm Chris Denary. It's an in-state battle as Indiana welcomes in Ball State.
It's an in-state battle, and Indiana has to be a little worried about a trap game today. Ball State giving Notre Dame all they could handle last week. IU with the big win against Power 5 ACC Virginia, trying to go undefeated in the non-conference. It's going to be a critical step here today.
This is the first of 3 straight years that these teams will meet. In fact, Ball State has won 3 of the last 4 meetings. Indiana won here in 2016, but the 3rd straight win was 6 years ago today, September 15, 2012. IU takes the late lead, 39-38, but Ball State marches down the field in the final minute.
Ball State able to march down, make the big plays. This Indiana team's a lot different. They have a big offensive line, playmakers on the perimeter, but Ball State is poised and coming in looking for the upstate this afternoon.
Stephen shot a 42-yard field goal as Ball State won back in 2012. Fast forward to this year, Indiana, the big win last week against Virginia, and they did it with size. When you look at their skilled positions, they have big size.
They do have big size, and that's the difference I think that they're going to try to impose their will today on this Ball State defense. If you look at the players, their running backs, their receivers, big running back, freshman Stevie Scott, 6'2", 236, a load coming downhill, and a pair of receivers that are Peyton Ramsey's best friends, and Donovan Hale and Nick Westbrook able to make plays on the perimeter to really stretch this defense. And here you see Stevie Scott, patience with the size, being able to identify the holes in the line of scrimmage. You see the push the Hoosiers offensive line's getting. He creases through the holes, finds it, and then you see him turn on the afterburners to find pay dirt in the end zone. And now you look at Donovan Hale, one of the big wide receivers injured a year ago, doing a great job in the jump ball situations. You can throw it up. He uses his size and speed to make the plays. And Nick Westbrook, a lot of the same, injured last year to start the season against Ohio State, can get on top of receivers and finish off in the end zone as well.
When you talk about size, the Ball State quarterback has size. He's 6'6". Riley Neal, he missed the latter part of the year last year due to injury. The reason Ball State played well against Notre Dame, Riley Neal, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. He had a good week last week against the Irish.
He did have a great week, and he was able to do a lot of it was with his legs. Only 35 yards rushing, but what he was able to do was extend the plays with his legs, avoid the rush when Notre Dame was getting after him, and find some of his playmakers down the field. They moved the ball, didn't get it in the end zone, but did a really good job moving the football.
And one reason the Cardinals were able to stay close up in South Bend, the defense. They had 3 pass interceptions.
And Ball State runs a 3-4, able to mix it up with their pressures. Defensive line getting it after him, linebackers getting after it. You can see the interceptions, deflected balls when the quarterback's under duress. And then you see right here, Ray Wilborn finish it off with an interception at the end of the game to keep the Cardinals in it and give them a late chance to win.
We've talked offense, we've talked defense. It's time to talk special teams. Tom Allen, the head coach of the Hoosiers, oversees the special teams. Couldn't have been happy with what he saw last week.
Defensive coaches love efficient special teams. That's a big part of what they do. And this was not typical of what Indiana wants. They want to finish offensive drives with kicks, not blocks. You see it here. Pressure up the middle, able to get the block, able to put on a return and put your defense in the bad spot. It allows your offense to not be efficient. And on the other side, Ball State what they were able to do with Morgan Hagee to keep themselves in the game 3 for 4, including a 49-yarder. I know Mike New would have liked to see some more touchdowns, but his kicker kept him in the game and gave him a chance to win at the very end.
The third member of our broadcast team is in Chicago. Our rules analyst, Dick Honig. We'll call on him from time to time to help us out, help you out. Let us know what's happening on the field if we have a question. Great to have Dick with us from Chicago. Indiana will kick it off. Tom Allen, the head coach, his second year, 7-8. Again, the Hoosiers are 2-0 after the 2016 win here against Virginia last week. Jared Smolar, the kick, and it will sail out of the end zone, and the Ball State Cardinals will have the football 1st and 10 at their own 25. Time to look at our Auto Owners Insurance impact players when Ball State has the ball. James Gilbert missed most of last year due to injury, rushed for almost 1,300 yards 2 years ago. Riley Miller at the wide receiver position. This is a young Indiana defense, but Jonathan Crawford has started every game since his freshman year.
And Jonathan Crawford is the 2-time All-Big Ten player in that secondary. He's a guy that can make plays all over the field. He's the leader. He is the dynamic force that Tom Allen likes, and they're going to rely on him to make a lot of plays this afternoon.
Riley Neal last week against Notre Dame, 23 of 50, 180 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and on first down, Neal throws it out of the backfield, and it is complete. And it's to James Gilbert, the 5'9" redshirt junior out of Indianapolis, and that's a gain of 11 and a quick first down for Ball State.
And James Gilbert can do it all. They get him out of the backfield, try to get a quick drive starter there for Riley Neal to get this offense moving.
And now a handoff to Malik Dunner, a 5'11" junior out of Carpentersville, Illinois. Ball State will rotate 3 running backs, Gilbert, Caleb Huntley, and Malik Dunner, and that's a 2-yard gain for Ball State. And they're not going to huddle. They like to go up-tempo, and they're averaging a little over 90 offensive plays per game.
So that's a lot of work for this Hoosiers defense, who's going to play up to 30 guys, rotate some guys up front to keep them fresh. It's something that Tom Allen preaches, and I know he's excited about this redshirt rule to be able to get more guys in the game to help slow down this Cardinal offense.
3 wide receivers, and that pass is complete again. And it's Justin Hall with the catch. He had 6 receptions for 71 yards last week in the 24-16 loss at Notre Dame. That's a gain of 6.
Tom Allen spending no time getting after him early, but Riley Neal finding the easy throws on the outside. Justin Hall, easy pitch and catch.
And Gilbert has enough for the first down as he crosses the 45 out to the 46-yard line.
And this is the tempo that Ball State wants to run. Get a couple first downs, get running downhill, prohibit Indiana from making a lot of substitutions, and get them on their heels to see if they can get an opening drive to control the tempo.
Mike New is the third-year head coach of the Ball State Cardinals at his alma mater, and that's a handoff to Gilbert. He's into the secondary, into Indiana territory, and knocked down for another first down at the 39.
And this is what you don't want to see when you're facing a spread team. Is James Gilbert starting to run downhill. You can see him here finding the seam, big hole in the middle when they're stunning, and the fact that your safeties and corners are getting involved. Khalil Bryant making the tackle, great job, but you want those tackles to be made by your linebackers for a 5-yard, not a 15-yard gain.
And a gain of 14 for Gilbert. This is a handoff to the left to Malik Dunner, and he's knocked down after a gain of a yard. And you saw Indiana was able to rotate defensive players because Ball State made an offensive substitution. If you're looking for the Nebraska-Troy or the Maryland-Temple game, visit btn.com/gamefinder to find the game in your area.
Now you're going to see a little Malik Dunner. He's the scat back coming in, trying to get him on the perimeter to see if he can make a big play.
Second down for Neal. He has plenty of time, and he throws it out of the backfield, and it's complete to Corey Lacanaria.
Corey Lacanaria getting the 5th year, was banged up last season, made a lot of big plays last week against Notre Dame, trying to get Malik Dunner out of the field, drain the linebacker out, and run Lacanaria there underneath for a nice pickup. And this Cardinal offense is rolling down the field, not even facing a 3rd down yet on this first drive.
Lacanaria had 5 receptions last week against Notre Dame. He's a redshirt senior out of Farmington Hills, Michigan, and it's first down. And Dunner gets the call again, and he cuts back. He's inside the 20 to the 15 as Dunner has another Ball State first down.
And that's that athleticism you see from Dunner right there, being able to get on the perimeter, using his athleticism, using his speed, and you see the quick move, puts the juke right there, and a good job on Thomas Allen, the head coach's son, being able to corral him outside, but Dunner making a big gain.
A 14-yard run for Dunner, and right now they are gashing the Indiana defense a number of 10 yards or more on their runs as Neal has it first down and 10. Riley Neal pressured out of the pocket. He can run the football and then throws it away. Marcelino Ball was over there.
And Marcelino Ball, another one of the players that we've been talking about in this game. When you talk about the IU receivers, the guys who were injured last season, missed a lot of time coming back in here. Tom Allen's seen about enough of this drive.
Yeah.
He's going to want to start putting some pressure on him, especially in the red zone, tighten this thing down, force a field goal. You see that athleticism of Riley Neal, though, to be able to escape the pocket and almost make a play.
Also over there was number 6, James Head Jr., a true freshman out of Miami, Florida, helped make the play there. Gilbert gets the call, nowhere to go. James Gilbert stopped at the 14. That's a loss of 1, forcing a third down. And that was Alan Stallings, the 4th, making the stop.
Alan Stallings made some big plays last week. You can see him right here, shedding a block, coming in there, getting in James Gilbert right at the line of scrimmage. And this is the situation you want to put the Ball State Cardinals in if you're Tom Allen. 3rd and long, use these athletic linebackers, bring some pressure, or even just rush 4 up front, which is what they look like they're doing here.
3rd down and long, Neal. Forced out of the pocket, has some time, plants his feet, and throws it away. And so after Indiana gives up a lot of yards, they force Ball State into a field goal situation.
And a great job right here by the Indiana defensive line, staying relentless in their pressure of Neal. You can see down the field there's nowhere to go with the football. Good coverage in the back end. And you gave up a lot of yards, but Tom Allen has to come to the sideline feeling encouraged about that drive after they were hemorrhaging early, tightened it up in the red zone, and forcing a field goal.
Morgan Hagee will attempt from 31 yards. He made 3 field goals last week in South Bend, a long of 49. That was a career best, as Hagee's kick is up. And Hagee's kick is good. So a strong drive out of the Cardinals to start, and they have the early lead in Bloomington, 3-0. Welcome back to Bloomington. That's Mike New, the 47-year-old head coach at his alma mater, one of 22 FBS coaches at their alma mater. Let's look at the big plays Ball State had.
And here you're going to see Thomas Allen, the head coach's son, redshirt freshman, right there. He's coming down to try to cut off Malik Dunner. He does a good job of making him go horizontal, but he's going to have to learn to make that play. I guarantee you Dad's going to have a nice film session with him tomorrow about that. But he did do a good job of flattening it out there, Chris.
Ball State will kick it off. Back deep is freshman Reese Taylor. Mr. Football led Ben Davis to the 2017 state title in Indiana in 6A. Ryan Rimmer is the kickoff specialist as the ball falls off the tee here at Memorial Stadium. The first of 3 straight years these teams will play. They'll play at Lucas Oil Stadium a year from now in Indianapolis and then come back to Bloomington in 2020. And again, if you're just tuning in, Ball State has won 3 of the last 4. The Hoosiers were able to win here in 2016 after having a 30-0 lead. They won 30-20. But Ball State won back in 2012, 41-39. Also won in 2011 and 2008. Back in 2008, that's when Ball State had a 12-0 regular season. The true freshman has it. Reese Taylor. And knocked down at the 23, but penalty flags on the field. Time now for our Auto Owners Insurance Impact Players when Indiana has the football.
And you're looking at Peyton Ramsey, the veteran quarterback. Had a good game last week, able to help navigate the Hoosiers to a win. Wes Martin, talented left guard, all Big Ten performer. And then you look across the field at Jalen Thomas, the dynamic linebacker, going to bring a lot of pressure there for the Cardinals. And then Josh Miller, the leader in that secondary, former walk-on corner, and he's going to be tasked with taking care of some of these very difficult Indiana receivers.
Bobby, we mentioned on the other side that Riley Neal can run the football. He's rushed for almost 1,100 yards in his career. Peyton Ramsey can run it as well.
Well, Peyton Ramsey absolutely can run it. And neither one of these guys are the most athletic guys you're going to see at quarterback, but they're both efficient runners that can get it done with their feet when they really need to.
Stevie Scott rushed for 204 yards a week ago in the win here against Virginia. Peyton Ramsey is a coach's son. Played for his dad at Cincinnati Elder. Has thrown for 306 yards. And we have a player down on the field. It's a Ball State Cardinal.
So he talks about Peyton Ramsey there, 2-time Greater Catholic League player in Cincinnati. Very talented coach's kid.
All right, we have an early break. We'll hit it 3-0 Ball State. Football on BTN is brought to you by Discover Card, the official credit card of the Big Ten Conference. Beautiful day here in Bloomington as Indiana and Ball State, they're meeting for the 9th time. Indiana leads the all-time series 5-3. It was Sean Hammonds Jr., redshirt junior defensive end, that walked off the field for Ball State. He was the injured player. And here's the jet sweep for the Hoosiers. And they've got a first down and running room. And a penalty flag. That's Whop Fillier. And we talked to offensive coordinator Mike DeBoard yesterday, and he said, hey, we want to get Whop more involved in the game plan.
We saw them doing that. Unfortunately, there's a penalty here, usually in the area of offensive holding.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 6, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That penalty's on Jalen Thomas, so a big run for Whop Fillier, the sophomore out of Tampa, Florida.
And you can see Whop turning it up right here, using that speed and the face mask. Oh, pretty egregious right there. And Whop able to keep his feet, drift out of bounds, but that's going to end up a huge game to start the drive here for the Hoosiers.
Indiana in Cardinals territory at the 41 on first down as Ramsey looks and fires over the middle, and it's through the hands of his receiver. That was intended for Nick Westbrook, the redshirt junior out of Lake Mary, Florida, who was injured on the opening play a year ago, the kickoff against Ohio State, tore his ACL.
That was out here. They had big expectations, him and Simi Cobbs, to make some big plays. Unfortunately, Nick Westbrook tore the ACL, but he's back. He's had a big start to the season so far. Hopefully he'll continue that this afternoon.
Peyton Hendershot, the tight end, went offset right, and it's Ramsey. He's going to run the football and throws it at the last minute. It's complete. And it's Ty Freifogel with the catch.
Ty Freifogel, one of these big, large receivers here for the Hoosiers. And you see the fake by Ramsey, able to get on the perimeter, use that athleticism there, and hold it just long enough. And you know what? Pick up some yards, put yourself in a positive situation here. And now you're facing a 3rd and long.
Yeah, they've come back and respotted the football at the 41, so they've ruled it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I thought he got his foot down.
Ball State marched the ball down the field on the opening drive, forced to kick a 31-yard field goal by Morgan Hagee. And now on 3rd down for the Hoosiers with 4 wide receivers. Ramsey over the middle. Westbrook has the catch for an Indiana first down to the 20.
And a great job there by Ramsey, being able to find Nick Westbrook. And what you're going to see, a wrap route. Westbrook here at the bottom, up and inside, right underneath, and a good job looking off the linebacker. You see the safety come down, right in behind him for the nice big gain, putting him in the red zone.
Knee down at the 21, a 20-yard gain on the pass from Ramsey to Westbrook. And Stevie Scott the carry again. 31 rushes, 204 yards, and a touchdown against Virginia last week. 3 shy of the all-time Indiana freshman record held by the great Anthony Thompson back in the 80s.
See a little tempo here for the Hoosiers, trying to keep the Cardinals off schedule here in the red zone.
He throws it out to Scott, out of the backfield, inside the 15, down to about the 12. About a yard short of a first down. 3rd down and short now for Indiana.
Indiana trying to take a shot at the red zone. Little play action fake toss to Stevie Scott. It's not there. They toss it out to him. Positive situation. 3rd and 1. Look for Scott right here.
And Scott running room inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and a 1st and goal now for Indiana. Stevie Scott is the featured running back now. Morgan Ellison, who rushed for 700 yards last year as a freshman, has been indefinitely suspended, and Cole Guest tore his ACL on the first weekend of the year, and so they went to Stevie Scott. He rushed for 70 yards in the opening weekend against Florida International. Ramsey keeps it inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, and again we see Reese Taylor in, create some opportunities for this Indiana offense.
Oh, and what I really like that Mike DeBoard's done is you've watched him here. They've run some of these jet sweeps. They've got Patrick Ramsey on the perimeter. They pounded inside. They've been stretching the field horizontally to force Ball State to cover all 53 yards wide.
Ramsey looks to the corner to Westbrook, and well defended by the Cardinals, and that's Mark Walton.
And you're going to see a lot of that in the red zone with Nick Westbrook, Donovan Hale, Ty Freifogel, Luke Timming, all big physical receivers trying to get these matchups. But Ball State, they've got pretty talented corners. They feel good about Mark Walton and Josh Miller. You see here a pretty well-thrown ball. They're going to let them play on the outside. If they're going to let them do that the rest of the day, should be fun to watch.
Walton is a senior in this Ball State secondary. Third down goal. Ramsey has time, fires over the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Freifogel. And Josh Miller was over on the coverage, and so just like Ball State, Indiana forced to settle for a field goal.
And after trying a little ISO on the outside to Westbrook, trying to run some crossers there to the right side. Ramsey a little bit high throwing to Freifogel, but we've watched two nice drives, both on each side of the ball, but both are ending in field goals.
Logan Justice, a redshirt junior out of McCourtsville, Indiana, had a field goal try blocked, a point after touchdown blocked last week and returned for 2 points. And it's a 21-yard attempt, and that kick is good. So both teams march down the field, but settle for field goals early, tied at 3 in Bloomington. Coming up on BTN, the triple header continues as 19th-ranked Michigan hosts SMU, or some will see Illinois against South Florida, or Minnesota battle Miami University. That's just ahead here on BTN and the Fox Sports app. Visit btn.com/gamefinder to find the game in your area. Tom Allen and the Hoosiers marched it 11 offensive plays, the 12th play, the field goal. Smolar is on to kick off. The redshirt sophomore out of Valparaiso started his career at Rutgers.
And then the dangerous returner, Malik Dunner. Mac, you saw what he could do running the football. Let's see if they give him a shot.
He's going to take it at the 2. And Dunner is wrapped up and knocked down at the 19-yard line. So both teams impressive drives, but they have to settle for field goals. What you see?
And here's why that is settled for field goals. Indiana has big physical receivers, and you see Nick Westbrook trying to get the jump ball. He was able to do it last week with some success in the previous week. But if these officials are going to let the Ball State corners play on both sides of the ball, that could be a key throughout the rest of the game to help slowing down these big physical IU receivers.
Tom Allen calls the defense for IU. It's David Elson, who was an assistant coach here in Bloomington back some time ago, and he told us before the game the reason his team is playing better, and they played well last week against Notre Dame, is they're playing more physical and more aggressive on offense. That is through the hands of Caleb Huntley. Second down now for Ball State.
And incompletion on first down dramatically impacts what you're trying to do, because you're not going to go with your quick tempo now if you don't get the first down to start. Ball State trying to run a little play action there, move the pocket so that they don't have to face a difficult Indiana rush. And Riley Neal just not able to complete the ball.
Third running back we have seen for the Cardinals. We saw Gilbert and Dunner. And now Neal. He keeps the ball outside. And Neal has the first down, crosses the 40 near midfield. He stays in bounds as Riley Neal takes it into Indiana territory. This is a young man coming in, has rushed for almost 1,100 career yards as the quarterback.
And look at this down here, the defensive end, most likely as contained, slides in. He's trying to get back to cover Riley Neal. You can't sometimes tell how fast guys are on film. But Riley Neal using his speed with a big gain on some misdirection.
That's a 36-yard gain for Neal, who had a leg injury and missed the last 9 games a year ago.
And it looks like they may be going to a review on this, potentially for Riley Neal stepping out or a timeout.
It is an official review. In the replay booth, Tom Fiedler and Ken Custer. Our referee is Ron Snodgrass.
Trying to see if Riley Neal stepped out of bounds right here around the 40-yard line. He's getting close, and it looks like right there about the 42 he steps out. When they come back, if you can see right there, it looked like his foot maybe went out. Get a better look from behind. Oh, it gets blocked a little bit, but
well, that would be significant if it's overturned, because it would be a 23-yard difference. Let's head to Chicago. Our rules analyst in the BTN studios is Dick Honig.
Well, I think you caught it. I do think he stepped out of bounds at that, I think it was a 42-yard line. So they're going to bring this back. I think it's fairly definitive that he's got a part of his foot on the sideline.
All right, thanks so much, Dick. He's with us throughout the day. A busy day in the BTN studios. 9 games today, the triple header. And then again, if they overturn this, it will be a 23-yard gain for Neal.
And still, I like what they're doing offensively there. Mike New wants to try to slow down this Indiana defensive line that's going to be able to put pressure on Riley Neal throughout the rest of the day. But stretch him out, run some play action, get him on the perimeter, use a little speed. He steps out. I don't think Riley Neal probably anticipated being that wide open. Got to the sideline a little quicker than he thought. And it looks like he stepped out just there at the 42.
So it was a 46-yard gain into Indiana territory, but they're going to respot it. Pretty clear that it looked like that shoe was on the white.
I think he has the black shoe on, which always helps you out when you're trying to review that, but it looks like he clearly stepped out on the 42. It's going to pull back. It's still a very, very nice game. This Ball State offense, and those are the explosive plays they want to be able to come out. Unfortunately for them, Mike New, after a big game, what they want to do is get back on the line.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. The ball be placed at the right hash. Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes, 42 seconds. 7:42. Thank you.
So still a 23-yard gain for Riley Neal and a first down for the Ball State Cardinals. Bobby, this was a team in their opener at Central.
3-4. Thank you.
Against Central Connecticut State. They had 652 yards in total offense, the most in Ball State history.
Great job by the Ball State offense. They're a little tougher opponent this week. Very tough opponent last week, but they were able to do with some misdirection, some play action, and keep the defense on their heels so they can't continue to attack and then run 90 plays a game to try to wear them out.
So first down at the Ball State 42 with 7:25 to play the opening quarter. Tied at 3. Neal out of the pocket, has time. He's going to run it again. And Neal has another first down. He's leveled inside Indiana territory as Jawan Burgess came over to make the stop.
A nice play there by Jawan Burgess to help limit the bleeding, but you see Riley Neal drop back. He's got a pretty clear pocket, slides out, good awareness, coverage down the field is good. Riley Neal using those legs and that big body, 225 pounds, and gets popped right there at the end. Nice hit by Jawan Burgess, the redshirt freshman.
Out of Tampa, Florida, Lacanary the catch. He has it down to the 40-yard line, fights his way toward a first down, will come up a yard short.
Neal's pass to number 11.
Lacanary, they're doing a good job on the quick screen, getting vertical, picking up 7-8 yards. And this is how this Cardinal offense starts getting running downhill.
Raheem Lane made the stop. And Now 2nd and short for Ball State at the 39-yard line.
You see Jonathan Crawford coming back in for that Hoosier defense, their dynamic player. Juan Burgess made the play, but now Burgess back in.
And a first down run for Ball State as they move the chains here in Bloomington. And it's Caleb Huntley, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia, rushed for 31 yards last week against Notre Dame. Week 1 against Central Connecticut State, 73 yards. He was a 1,000-yard rusher last year, and again, he and Dunner had to pick up the slack when James Gilbert went out with the injury.
And Caleb Huntley, a little bit more bigger physical back. They like to use him in short yardage and pound the football.
And now it's Gilbert in the backfield for the Cardinals, and he spins off a couple of tacklers, and he's wrestled down at the 32.
And Gilbert looks like he's back into his 2016 form when he was first-team All-MAC, injured last season. You can see the Ball State offensive line get a little bit of push, staying with those blocks. Gilbert doing a good job, dipping and diving, using the spin move there. And you see Jonathan Crawford, the safety, coming up and making the play.
And it was Jonathan Crawford that made the stop as he's sliced down at the 30-yard line. Let's head to Chicago for a T-Mobile update.
Stop for the Hoosiers. On your feet, Hoosier fans, it's 3rd down.
Thank you very much. Mike Hall in the studio today in Chicago. 3rd down short. Neal, quick pass, it's batted away and nearly intercepted.
A great job there. That's TD Roof, the inside linebacker, coming in almost on the deflection. And you like to run the single receiver routes on the outside. I like what Mike New was doing there. Riley Neal sits in the pocket, but a great job there by Bowen getting his hands up. He made the play on the run last play, able to bat the ball down there, help force a big 4th down and another field goal attempt for Morgan Hagee.
48 yards, again a 49-yarder last week in the loss at Notre Dame. This on the left hash. And the kick is up, and the kick will not be good. So Hagee misses from 48 yards. Indiana has the football back, tied at 3. Like head coach Mike New, Joey Lynch is coaching at his alma mater. 2007 Cardinals grad, was a quarterback at Ball State. He's in his 5th year as the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. His father, Bill Lynch, was the head coach at Indiana. He also was a head coach at Ball State. And currently Bill Lynch is the head coach at DePaul University, a Division III team that is just west of Indianapolis, about an hour or so, and they're in Greencastle today, getting ready to kick off against Hiram, and I'm sure he's very interested in the outcome of today's game. First down and 10. Good catch for the Hoosiers, and that's Reese Taylor out to the 34-yard line. That's the former quarterback at Ben Davis and the true freshman, already seeing him very much in this game plan.
And he's someone that they wanted to get involved a lot more last week. Obviously, it's a tight game. It's a downpour. You don't want to put a true freshman in a situation where they could make a mistake. But you see his athleticism right there. Run him on the jet sweep. He has good hands, able to pick up 5 yards.
And Ramsey. It is complete. Luke Timian for the first time. And he's brought down by Ray Wilborn.
Flag on the play. Looks like it could be holding on Nick Westbrook, which what looked to be a terrific block.
Holding. Offense. Number 15. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
You defensive guys can always spot that, right?
Well, on the perimeter, you see Nick Westbrook out here. He's a big physical receiver. This is what Indiana likes to do. They want to match up. And right there, if you just would have let him go. The thing is, with most offensive guys, especially skill position players, they hold on a second too long because you can't see when your ball carrier is going to travel by. Let's him go a second before that. There's no jersey pull. You're able to pick up 8 yards, and you're sitting in a great situation. Unfortunately, now it's coming back, looking at a second and 8.
Yeah, 2nd and 8 at the 33. Second possession for Indiana. Both teams had field goals on their opening possessions. Indiana had a 12-play, 85-yard drive to open this game. Ramsey has time. Good work by the IU offensive lineman, and that pass is complete over the top. And it's to Matt Bjorson, a 6'3" freshman out of Hinsdale, Illinois, who we will see as a tight end here this afternoon.
And that is a great job by Peyton Ramsey. You can see him here sitting in the pocket. They're bringing a little pressure from the top. He finds he didn't probably need to leave, but he's able to create the angle to drop it right over the top of Jalen Thomas, finding Bjornsson right there and picking up big yardage on a nice conversion.
And an injured Ball State player, and it came on the tackle. And it looked like it might be number 10, Lamar Anderson.
Starting safety, 5'9" junior out of St. Louis, Missouri.
So with 3:42 to play here in the first quarter, tied at 3, Indiana and Ball State. Hoosiers open the Big Ten next week here, a night game against Michigan State. Ball State stays in the non-conference. They're back home in Muncie next Saturday against Western Kentucky.
And looking at this situation here for Indiana, Tom Allen, they're 2-0, looking to go 3-0 in the non-conference. Very, very difficult division schedule being in the Big Ten East and trying to figure out the formula for them to be able to become bowl eligible every year. And it starts with them going 3-0 in the non-conference, winning the games they're supposed to win against mid-major schools. Did a great job knocking off UVA last week. As there we see Lamar Anderson getting up, getting to the sideline. Little helmet toss there. Hopefully he's okay.
These are also 2 young teams. Indiana, the 19th youngest team in the country, 66% of their roster underclassmen, 55 freshmen, 31 true freshmen. Ramsey is a sophomore. And for Ball State, they have just 9 seniors. I was in Champaign last week to see Illinois. They have just 8 seniors. That's the second fewest in FBS.
Well, Indiana's young. They have a lot of veteran guys though on the outside, the receiver position. You get Donovan Hale and Nick Westbrook. Older guys who have been redshirted due to injury.
Stevie Scott has the carry on first down. Yeah, Stevie Scott last week, 204 yards rushing. Indiana rushed for 213 yards against FIU, 237 against UVA, and you see they had struggled the last couple of years running the football.
You know, before that, they were really good. They got 2 guys in the NFL, and Tevin Coleman and Jordan Howard. They were very, very talented, and now they're looking to get back to that with Stevie Scott, who's the big physical guy. And when you get the running back going, and you can get a little RPO going, make some decisions here, and you see Patrick Ramsey, you know, when you got the threat horizontally, good job climbing up to the second level by Stepanovic and going and getting a linebacker and creating a nice hole there for Ramsey to run through.
Taylor in motion. Scott gets the call. He ducks down inside the 30 to the 29. Stevie Scott out of Syracuse, New York, originally committed to Rutgers. He was injured during his senior year, played just 3 games. Ironically, he got hurt playing linebacker.
And when you look at this backfield there, you see Stevie Scott coming off. He's the guy, the big-time running back they have. They have Reese Taylor, the little slot receiver they've been running on the fly sweeps. And then Peyton Ramsey, who's a sophomore. And those are two freshmen and sophomores in your backfield doing a lot of the work for you. Bright future for the Hoosiers.
4 wide receivers, Ramsey over the middle, complete. To the tight end, Peyton Hendershot, a redshirt freshman out of North Salem, Indiana. Had a couple of receptions last week against Virginia, moved the chains again.
And there's times where you just take what the defense gives you. Sit in the zone right there. Good recognition by Peyton Ramsey. Hendershot doing a great job catching the ball, protecting it, turning around, and picking up the first down.
That's a change that Ball State has made, playing more zone coverage this year, man-to-man last year. And on first down, Scott has it again.
Scott really hasn't gotten loose today like he did last week. I'm pretty sure that Mike News sat down with their defensive staff and their defensive side of the ball and said, hey, look at this guy, what he did against VA. We need to slow him down. We know we have talented receivers. They have talented receivers on the perimeter. We're going to have a hard time winning this game if we can't control the line of scrimmage and limit Indiana's rushing game.
He had a 40-yard touchdown, a 42-yard run last week for Scott. He's on the sideline now. Peyton Ramsey runs, has the first down out of bounds. We talked about Riley Neal, how well he runs the ball. Let's not forget about Peyton Ramsey.
Yeah, Peyton Ramsey's a very good athlete, the coach's kid, able to recognize the pressure right here. You can see the stunt coming in underneath, escapes over the top, they lose, contain, and that's just a great job by Peyton Ramsey being aware and keeping his offense ahead of the chains.
Inside the final minute, already the 8th first down for Indiana. Scott is back in, offset behind Ramsey. And the pass is complete. And it's Walt Fillier. 3 touchdowns in his short Indiana career. 33 receptions, 3 touchdowns a year ago. You'll also see him, like Reese Taylor, running the ball out of the backfield.
And it's a great job there by Donovan Hale on the perimeter. Just like Nick Westbrook, who got called for the holding penalty. Big physical receivers over here using their strength, locking up the corners, and that's just like a perimeter run play to the Hoosiers.
Taylor in motion. They give the ball to Scott. And Scott, is he in the end zone? No signal yet. The officials are going to spot it at the 1-yard line.
And it looks as if he may have been falling over some Hoosiers. Don't know if there's a great look at that, but that's what you have when you have the horizontal run game. You can then pound it downhill with Stevie Scott.
12th play of the drive. Taylor in motion. And we may get a replay. Well, that's the end of the quarter, tied at 3. We'll head the other way. South end of the end zone. IU threatening to score. Tied at 3. Cardinals and Hoosiers on BTN.
Zone are former Indiana football players who played for Coach Bill Dickens during the years of 1957 to 64.
Stevie Scott was talking to running backs coach Mike Hart, the former All-American at Michigan. He's from Syracuse, New York, so put 2 and 2 together. Good call to bring Stevie Scott. They reviewed the play. We ended the quarter, but they also reviewed the play to see if it was a touchdown. It was ruled not.
Right there, right here, you can see his arm, his forearm going down. And right there, you can see it. That's what's going to call him down at that point. He reaches out. If he would have kept that forearm up, he was on a defender, he would have been okay. 3rd and 1 now for the Hoosiers. I look for probably either some isolation on the outside or another dose of Stevie Scott right up the middle.
Indiana 2 of 3 on the afternoon, converting 3rd downs. 50% coming in, 15 of 30 through the first 2 games. Bobby, the last time in a short yardage situation like this, we saw them throw the ball. Do they give it to Stevie Scott?
I'm giving it right there.
And they do. And Scott into the end zone for a touchdown, 6 points for Indiana, and the Hoosiers lead it 9-3.
And that's an easy decision for Tom Allen. As much as I love my receivers on the outside, and I have a guy that's 6'2", 236, and a veteran offensive line that can come downhill, getting their blocks, not touched until he's a yard into the end zone. Stevie Scott doing good work on a Saturday afternoon.
And the Hoosier faithful watch Indiana take the lead. Logan Justice is on for the point after touchdown. 12 plays, 69 yards in 5 minutes the drive. And the kick is good. So Indiana starts the second quarter with a touchdown and an extra point. 10-3, Indiana with the lead. Next Saturday, BTN Tailgate returns as Dave Revson, Jerry DiNardo, Howard Griffith, Spice Adams, Michelle McMahon on campus in Iowa City to set the stage for a huge West Division showdown between the Hawkeyes and the Wisconsin Badgers. BTN Tailgate, presented by Geico, begins at 10 Eastern right here on BTN.
And a nice drive right there by the Hoosiers. A little bit of running, a little bit of passing, mixing it up. Inside, outside, doing everything that you want to see. 12 plays, 69 yards, 5 minutes, burning some clock. When you're going against an offense that likes to run up tempo, you want to make sure when you have the ball, you give your defense some time to rest. Tom Allen, being a defensive coach, understands that as well as anybody. And I know he feels good about his defense getting a little water and some air there on the sideline before heading back out.
Indiana already 149 yards in total offense. Ball State has 112. Smolar on for the kick, as Malik Dunner waits at the 1 yard line. And Dunner will keep it in the end zone, and 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Ball State Cardinals. Well, some good quarterback play here early by both teams. Riley Neal, the redshirt junior out of Yorktown, Indiana, and Peyton Ramsey, the redshirt sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Neal has rushed for 33 yards, passed for 37. Ramsey has showed he's as nimble on his feet as Neal, 93 total yards.
And then 72 through the air, and you feel good about what these guys can do. They've been able to buy time. And it's reflected, it's been reflected with Riley Neal finding some receivers down the field, but then also Peyton Ramsey doing a great job scrambling and really picking up some big yardage.
Gilbert in the backfield, a 9-yard gain out to the 34-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down.
And this is how they want to get this started. For Mike New, 9-yard gain, they're back on the ball. They're going to start trying to run downhill. It's critical to start drives with a positive yardage play if you're trying to run up tempo, so you don't put your defense back out there after a 3 and out.
Week 1, he rushed for 100 yards, 72 last week in South Bend. And Neal has it complete to the tight end, Nolan Gibbon, a sophomore out of Berkeley, Michigan.
And they're doing a great job right here. They're on the line, looking around, they get the first down. And this is when I know they'd really like to start cruising, trying to get the ball spotted there. You can see the Ball State offense eager and ready to go.
9th first down for the Cardinals, looking at seconds used between plays. Quick pitch out to Gilbert. He's out to the 45-yard line. TD Roof over to make the stop. Saw Roof have a near interception back in the first quarter. His dad, Ted, is an assistant coach at NC State. His twin brother is a quarterback at Charlotte.
That's what you love, the quarterback linebacker combo.
Just like your family. Your dad Rob, a longtime NFL player, played at Miami of Ohio. Your 3 other brothers. You guys are a football family, aren't you, Bobby?
Oh, they are. We are, and that's you get involved, it gets in your blood, and it's a pretty exciting. Played for Bill Mallory, who in Miami, who was great here at Indiana. Led him to a couple very, very successful seasons. And I know there's a big push to try to get Coach Mallory in the College Football Hall of Fame for his work at Miami, Ohio, Colorado, and here at IU as well.
Ball State is 1 of 3 on 3rd downs. That first drive, they never had a 3rd down, leading to their field goal to open this game. 3rd and short for the Cardinals at their own 47.
I like the 3rd and short, keeps the whole playbook opening up here. Running some ISO routes.
Neal out of the pocket, has to throw it away. So the Indiana Hoosiers defense forces a punt.
And you can see the coverage down the field, locked up, and a good job there, getting pressure, forcing them out of the pocket. You can see everybody all covered, nowhere to throw the football. And sometimes that's the best decision you can make. Don't make a bad mistake if you're Riley Neal. You got the spy coming to force the throw. Didn't want him to pick up the first down with his legs. Tom Allen is going to be happy about that last possession.
Nathan Snyder is on to punt for Ball State, sophomore out of Marysville, Ohio. Jay-Sean Harris is the redshirt senior out of Fishers, Indiana. He's back deep, and he has the ability to take it deep. At the 15. Gets to the outside, a couple of touchdown returns on punts last year. Harris may go all the way. Jay-Sean Harris takes it, length of the field, 85 yards for a touchdown. Jay-Sean Harris, who has recovered from 3 ACL injuries, did it twice last year, adds another one here in 2018.
And last week has a big punt return against UVA. And you can see right here, he gets vertical right at the beginning, splits the defense. Great job by the IU blockers finding lane. He cuts back against the grain, and then it's just the speed taking over. That is something that Indiana has needed. A game breaker, take control of this game. And if you're Ball State now, you start shaking your head. They took some great shots against Notre Dame a week ago, were able to hang in it. This will be a critical drive here for Riley Neal to see if they can continue to answer the bell.
They'll add a yard, officially call it an 86-yard return for Harris, the 3rd of his career, the 5th touchdown of his career, and the 3rd when he's returning a punt. The redshirt senior out of Fishers, Indiana, gives the Hoosiers a 17-3 lead.
That you see on the table.
Hoosiers is brought to you by Prairie Farms, dedicated farmers.
17-3 Indiana. They add 6 more courtesy of a Ja'Shawn Harris punt return.
And you see Ja'Shawn Harris catching the ball right here. No one in front of him, able to get vertical and then find his way out the seam. You've got to stop the ball if you're Ball State. They did not. He was able to get vertical, and a guy with his speed and athleticism, it's going to be a long day if you put it in the middle of the field with no one over top of him.
3rd punt return in the last 2 years. He lost most of last year with an ACL injury, his 3rd. And what a big afternoon for that young man, and bright smiles here in Bloomington for Ja'Shawn Harris. And Dunner watches it sail through the end zone, and the Cardinals will have it 1st and 10. 12:26 to play in the 2nd quarter. And again, you get that juice from the special teams. Last week, it was a problem for Indiana, and a big bolt of lightning from Harris.
And when you're in a situation like this and you're Indiana and you're a more talented team, you're playing an in-state opponent who's hanging with you. They're moving the football. They're doing a good job. You finally get a touchdown. You go up 10-3, okay. You force the stop, and that's the explosive play that you want to have happen that begins to put the doubt in the mind of the Ball State offense.
1st down's been good to the Cardinals. They're averaging almost 8 yards per attempt. Empty backfield for Neal, and it's complete to Corey Lacanaria. And he's wrapped up by Jawan Burgess is there. Ball was loose, but he was down. Damian Willis, the redshirt senior out of Cleveland, Ohio as well, came over to make the stop.
And another good drive started right there for Ball State. Being a 2nd short situation, you see him back on the football now, getting ready to try to start running downhill. Empty set. I wouldn't be surprised to see Riley Neal use his legs if he doesn't get the ball out quick.
Again, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers for Ball State, and the pass is complete. It's out to Riley Miller, a high school teammate of Riley Neal's at Yorktown High School, the redshirt junior, a former walk-on. His dad, Greg, was a member of the 1990 Sweet 16 basketball team at Ball State.
And Riley Miller's their big possession guy. You mentioned high school teammates with Riley Neal. You saw him right there, 2nd short, get the ball, get upfield, pick up a 1st down.
Ball State has moved the football. And now Neal has to simply get it away because Micah McFadden, the freshman out of Tampa, Florida, was in on the blitz.
And a great job there by McFadden getting some pressure. You can see him right here shooting through the gap, wide open. They're in an empty set, so they have nobody back there to help protect Riley Neal. When that's the case, you have to get the ball out quick. Tom Allen, the genius over there on the sideline, drawing up these blitzes.
Former linebacker, you see no back in the backfield, or you're licking your lips?
Oh, you love that. If you're going to go empty, I know you're not going to run the football unless it's a quarterback run, so give me an opportunity to get after you in the pass.
Justin Hall takes the handoff on the sweep, and Hall knocked down at the 40-yard line.
Justin Hall, very, very talented. Big game last week against Notre Dame. He was a freshman All-American a year ago, All-MAC player. And let's get him the ball a variety of ways. You'll see him here on the jet sweep, turning the corner. Did this against Notre Dame, trying to stretch this Indiana defense to open up some of the running lanes inside.
Michael Ziemba came over to make the stop. As we talked to Tom Allen yesterday, he said, we'll use 30 players on the defensive side of the ball. Our individual numbers may be down this year, but that's not our concern. On 3rd down, Neal looks to the sideline, and it's incomplete.
And a great job there by Crawford. Looking, you can see he's sitting back there. It's his safety position. You see him right here at the top of the screen, identifies it, gets over there. Oh, not right away. And the free safety being able to identify that down the field. And see that Riley Neal puts a little too much air on it there for Justin Hall.
And Nathan Snyder is on for the 2nd time to punt it away. And we know what happened the last time, 86 yards, Ja'Shawn Harris. Fumbles the snap, and it's blocked. So another special teams miscue for the Ball State Cardinals, and Indiana looking to take advantage.
And Tom Allen's got to be happy after last week struggling a little bit on special teams. You get the punt return for a touchdown. Now you get the drop, and you turn that into a block. And now you're going to be sitting here inside the 50 with great field position for an offense that's beginning to get going.
Peyton Hendershot, number 86, with the block.
Sideline warning for interference. 1st down, Indiana.
So Ball State, its first 2 drives, 21 plays, 112 yards. The last 2, just 10 plays and 38 yards. Special team mistake. You give up the punt return. Now you have a punt block.
And you're putting your defense on a short field, and a defense that has played pretty well. They've forced some drives, only giving up 1 touchdown. Remember, the other's on the punt return. And you're putting them in a difficult situation here against a good Hoosiers offense.
Ramsey, it's complete to Timian. Timian on his first catch this afternoon reached the 1,000-yard receiving mark. He had 97 receptions coming in, so 1 more, and he'll have 100 for his Indiana career.
And now you see a little tempo here by this Hoosier offense trying to gas this Ball State Cardinal D.
Ramsey complete. And again, it's the freshman Bjorsen with the catch, and another Indiana first down.
Ball State now against the tempo, just going to more of a soft zone. Bjorsen sitting up in the zone. Ramsey finding him, taking what the defense is giving him. First down now, and they're on the march.
Pass play good for 9 yards, and now they throw it out to Timian. That would be his 100th career catch, and another penalty flag on the field.
Penalty flag coming in the middle of the field, looking like it's against Indiana. Curious what the call will be on this.
Holding, offense number 89, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Bjorsen made the previous catch, now is called for the hold.
Bjorsen with the catch, and you can see him out here on the perimeter, right at the point of attack. Holds a little bit too long. If he just lets go a second early, they probably don't throw the flag.
Ball moved back to the Ball State 42. First down 20 now for Indiana.
Huge break here for Ball State, giving them a long field to defend. If they can get off the field here and hold it to a field goal in the sudden change situation, you're going to check that up for the win if you're Mike Moon.
17 straight Indiana points after the Ball State field goal. Pass is complete. Hendershot the catch.
Bringing some pressure there in the middle. See the void, you can see the pressure coming up the middle of the field. Hendershot's sitting down. Nice job coming across and making a tackle. And wrapping up is Brandon Martin.
Mike Majette is in the backfield now with Ramsey. And Ramsey keeps it after he faked the handoff to Fillier. And Ramsey inside the 20 for an Indiana first down.
And Ramsey doing a good job on this jet sweep. They're stretching this Ball State defense now. It's creating some running seams in the middle, and you can see right here there's going to be a seam as he reads the defender going over the top. And boom, right out there using that speed. You know, he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's tough. He has a savvy about him, and that's what makes this IU offense go.
Freifogel has the catch. Knocked down at the 10-yard line. As Bryce Cosby, a sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, makes the stop from his strong safety position for Ball State.
You see him getting all these receivers involved. Timian, Freifogel, Westbrook, Hale, Reese Taylor. I mean, they're using a bevy of weapons on the outside, and that's what's starting to really take its toll on this Ball State team.
8 different players have caught a pass. Now Stevie Scott the catch. Bounces his way inside the 10. Ball is loose. It's on the ground. It's a fumble, and Ball State has picked it up. Jeremiah Jackson, a redshirt senior out of Brooksville, Florida, with the recovery. A big defensive play, a takeaway for the Cardinals. So we'll head to a break. Ball State forced 3 interceptions a week ago in South Bend. They force a turnover here in the second quarter. Cardinals have the football down 17-3. Ray Wilborn had an interception last Saturday at Notre Dame. Today he has the tackle that forces the fumble.
And you can see running inside hard there. Josh Miller misses him, but you can see the wrap up here. And Ray Wilborn throws that right arm, and the ball pops right out to Jeremiah Jackson. Jeremiah Jackson relentless last week, rushing the quarterback against Notre Dame. And an opportunistic play here for the Ball State Cardinals.
Gilbert is wrestled down for a loss back to the 14-yard line as Damian Willis Jr. with the stop.
Crawford for Indiana.
And what a great play right there on the all-22. You can see him flying down here, recognizing what's going on, shooting through and making a great open field tackle for a 3-yard loss. And that's the play that you need from your defense if you're Indiana.
Ball at the 15, 2nd and 13 for Neal, and it's complete to Gilbert out of the backfield. Raekwon Jones makes the stop. Jones had 8 tackles in the first 2 weeks. He had 9 tackles in his career before. Remember, Tigre Scales and Chris Covington were quality linebackers for this Indiana team a year ago. So somebody like Raekwon Jones, who played a lot of special teams, has to move in and play more on the defensive front.
And Indiana rotated a lot of guys last year, but they lost a lot off that front 7. But when you rotate guys, you have guys ready to go, and they can pursue the quarterback. Your linebackers are ready, and they play a lot of special teams, like you just saw right there.
Tremor Reese, a redshirt freshman out of Clearwater, Florida, made the stop.
You see 51 right here doing a great job up the field, penetrating. It's a screen, but he gets back so fast that Riley Neal doesn't have time, has to pull it down. And now they're facing a 3rd and long because of that relentless pressure by Barwick.
Mike Barwick Jr. with the pressure, the redshirt senior out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Punting situation now for Ball State, and it has not gone well. They had 1 return for a touchdown. The last time it was blocked. And now Nathan Snyder gets this one away, and it's a short kick that will bounce out of bounds, and Indiana will start with good field position and a 17-3 lead on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Bloomington. Stay connected with BTN across every platform and get access to exclusive video content. Like, follow, share BTN. I know you're active on Twitter. I'm active as well. You can follow Big Ten football on social media. Many fans in the stands. It's become that second screen. Whether you're watching on television, watching us, you're at the game, you've always got that device there to tell you what's happening in other games.
Well, second screen, third screen, get as many as you can involved. And that's the moral of today's society, right? More is always better.
Taylor in motion has the catch, and he has the first down. The question was, when they recruited Reese Taylor, what would he be? Well, they've moved him into the offensive room.
You know, he's a little bit shorter. He's 5'11", 184 pounds. He'll get bigger as he gets older, but he's an elusive athlete that you want to try to get on the field and get him the ball in space. You know, right now, get things that are easy for him, build packages, but find a way to get him in one-on-one situations, and they've been doing a great job of that today.
Thought he would be a defensive back as Ramsey slides out of bounds, a gain of about a yard.
That was a great job by Peyton Ramsey not to lose any yards. I think he maybe missed a read right there. He was coming off the mesh on the zone read, and a lot of times you think, hey, keep it. Well, he didn't see the pressure coming, should have given it. A couple jukes, finds a way to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll take that as a win.
Two wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, and Taylor in motion again. Ramsey has time and finds Taylor, and Taylor eludes one tackler, a second. He's inside Ball State territory at the Ball State 49.
And that is why, as a quarterback, you love Reese Taylor. You can throw him the ball for a 0 yardage or maybe behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to give you 6 to 8 yards by breaking 2 tackles and now set up a very third and manageable for the IU offense.
Indiana's 3 of 4 on third down, and again 50% coming in their wins against FIU and Virginia.
Trying to draw him off sides, wanting to take a shot right here down the field.
And Ramsey sails the pass over the head of Austin Doris.
Little gamble there by IU, hoping on a third and short that you would maybe be able to draw him off sides, expecting to run. You can see the whole Ball State defense lean a little bit. No one went off sides. Maybe hoping for the flag, wasn't there. And as an experienced veteran, Ramsey has to play it out, tries to find his tight end over the middle. Unfortunately, a blown opportunity there for the Hoosiers sitting at the 50-yard line.
And Tom Allen won't take a chance. It looked like Indiana might consider going for it, but Hayden Whitehead, the left-footed punter out of Melbourne, Australia, 8 punts this year, 37.5-yard average, averaged 41 yards a year ago, has had a 58-yard punt, and he sends it to the corner, and it will go into the end zone. And the Cardinals will have the ball with 4:40 to play. Second quarter in Bloomington. Hoosiers lead 17-3 on BTN.
You see a slab of limestone. But look a little closer. You could feel the Hoosier pride. At first glance, you see a slab of limestone. But look a little closer. You could feel the Hoosier pride, an enduring symbol of one man's goal. Play 13.
There it is. Terry Hepner lost his life, was the coach here at Indiana, long time was the coach at Miami of Ohio. And again, play 13, that's the goal for the Indiana Hoosiers to make it back to postseason play. Ball State has the football, first down and 10 as we wind down the time here in the second quarter. After a really good start to this game for the Cardinals, they moved the ball 61 yards on their first drive, got the opening field goal. They've been really stagnant here since.
Well, they've been able to move the football, but they missed the field goal. They've had some special teams miscues, and then they have penalties that have set them back behind the chains.
False start. Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And that's Zach Ricketts, the redshirt junior, making his 14th straight start. Ball State lost Alex Josh, the 300-pound redshirt senior, last week at Notre Dame. He had suffered an ACL injury last year. He re-injured that knee this year. He's lost for the year. And that was tough to see for the young man out of Novi, Michigan. Neal looks over the top, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Riley Miller. And coverage over there by Bryant Fitzgerald out of Avon High School outside of Indianapolis.
It's a great job by Bryant Fitzgerald back there, being able to read that, come over in a situation. You see him at his free safety spot. He's back there. You see him appear in the screen late to force a nice tight window there when they're trying to hit Riley Miller down the sideline.
There was also good coverage from Andre Brown Jr. Third down, 1 of 6 for Ball State. Remember that first drive, they never faced a third down situation. And now another procedure call against the Cardinals. And this one's on Corey Lacanarea.
And Corey Lacanarea, as a vet guy, tries to play it off a little bit. Not able to, jumps the gun. You can see him kind of stagger right there, act like he's getting in motion. Now the Ball State Cardinals facing a 3rd and 15 with a Memorial Stadium that's getting a little loud.
Neal steps up in the pocket, throws it. Lacanarea has the catch, but short of the first down. A host of Hoosiers make the stop. And another punting situation for Ball State.
It's 3rd and 15. You throw them the big net back here. You give them up to 10, 12, 13. Heck, you can give them 14 yards. Catch the ball, and a great job by Juwan Burgess coming over, tackling the catch on Lacanarea. And they're right there, probably 2 yards to go, 1 yard to go on a conversion, but you're at your own 28-yard line. You're going to punt it away. Great job, Tom Allen, very happy with that defensive series.
4th time we've seen Nathan Snyder in punt formation for Ball State. The right-footed kicker has a fair catch taken by Harris at the 27-yard line. And that's where Indiana will take over. First down and 10 with 3:13 to play in the quarter. This is Reese Taylor, Mr. Football from Indiana a year ago.
And he's a versatile athlete. They run him on the jet sweep, fake a handoff, get it to him out in space. You see him making guys miss, picking up yards, get it to him in space again. That's the theme. He's small, athletic, elusive, gets out of bounds, doesn't need to take the shots, but they want to see if they can get him in those one-on-one matchups, check it down late, and you see 1, 2, picking up yardage after the catch. He's a quarterback's best friend.
Stevie Scott in the backfield has an opening. Out to the 46-yard line.
See Bryce Cosby coming up, making the play on Stevie Scott. But this is a great job right here, coming downhill, pulling around some offensive linemen and getting vertical.
19-yard gain, pass is complete. Westbrook has it in Ball State territory. You know, talking about Stevie Scott, we said he played only 3 games in his final high school year, rushed for 2,500 yards as a sophomore or a junior, got hurt, but came back and played high school basketball last year.
Yeah, you mentioned Mike Hart, same hometown, All-American out of Michigan. They recruited him kind of as an athlete. He kind of had to make a pitch a little bit to Tom Allen to get him on the offensive side of the ball because they were short of depth at linebacker. But I think that after a couple weeks of this, Tom Allen feels like he probably made the right choice.
Yeah, think about guys that were in the defensive room, Taylor and possibly Scott, and now they're critical components offensively as true freshmen.
Well, sometimes the best defense you can have is a good offense. You score points, you force teams to chase, they can throw the football, and in the case with Stevie Scott, you can control the clock. You can let your defense play fewer plays, especially against a team like Ball State that's trying to run 90+ a game.
Inside the final 2 minutes of the first half here at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. Ramsey looks up top. It's complete. And Timian with the catch.
Oh, and this is a great job right here. As you can see, Timian and Ramsey bending right in here behind the seam. Bam, and it's a great route into cover 2, and it's a great throw. Those are the type of throws you see a veteran quarterback make, a better receiver catch.
And Timian gets it right back inside the 20, and another Indiana first down. 8 different players have caught passes this afternoon for the Hoosiers.
And the versatility is what makes this Indiana offense so difficult to stop. There's nobody that you can isolate. And this wasn't the case 10, 15 years ago for Indiana. They have done a terrific job recruiting over the last 5 to 7 years, building this plethora of offensive playmakers, and you combine that with a big physical offensive line. And now Stevie Scott, you've got yourself something cooking.
14 first downs for the Hoosiers. Fillier has it, and he's knocked down at the 19-yard line. Ray Wilborn came over to make that stop. Hoosiers coming in, averaging 26 first downs, and they're more than halfway there.
More than halfway there. That's a great tackle by Ray Wilborn in the open field on Fillier. He did a great job. He's been making people miss all day, and that's a big tackle for a big-time linebacker.
Second down 11, loss of 1. Ramsey pump fake and throws it. He has Timian inside the 5.
And that's what you give yourself right there when you've been throwing those little flare screens all day long and having success. The linebackers realize in the secondary they've got to come up, close the distance to make an open field tackle, and it opens up seams in that second level.
Mike Majette is knocked backwards. And second down, it was Shannon Hall, number 56, that made the stop for Ball State.
It's a great play by Shannon Hall, getting vertical.
So a timeout taken by Indiana. Now let's take a look at this message from ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire and the official hiring partner of the Big Ten Conference.
Hiring was always a huge challenge. Endless hours on job sites with not a lot to show for it. Then I found ZipRecruiter. They figured out hiring. I post my job, they put it all over the web, and they send me the right people because their technology is smart. ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the preferred job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/gametime.
An important possession for Indiana, Bobby, because Ball State won the toss, elected to receive, scored their only points of the game on their first possession. The Hoosiers punch it in here. They get the ball to start the second half.
And that's big because they were able to drive it all the way down here, but a Stevie Scott turnover allowed them to not get any points. They've been dominating this game, only up 14. Going to be critical for them right now to take that 24-3 lead.
Second and goal at the 5. And Ramsey keeps it, and Peyton Ramsey into the end zone for a touchdown.
There's too many weapons right there. Too many options for this Hoosier offense. You don't know how to stop them all. And right there, Peyton Ramsey having success getting vertical. We watched it earlier today. Fakes the jet sweep, sees the defense flow outside, running downhill untouched into the end zone from over 5 yards out.
First 2 games this year, he had thrown 5 touchdown passes, his first rushing touchdown of the year, and the Hoosiers looking to make it a 24-3 lead. Justice is on for the point after touchdown and puts the left foot through. And it's 24-3 Indiana with 22 seconds to play. Another long drive for the Hoosiers. 9 plays, 72 yards, 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
And those long drives are what Indiana loves. They're their friend today. You're facing an up-tempo offense that wants to run 90 plays. They can't get to 90 plays if they don't have the ball enough. Indiana able to control it with their offensive line. They're not turning the football over and doing a great job running the ball in convertible situations. You see right here, fakes the sweep. You watch the defenders all fly outside, create this nice alley right there. And then it's just Peyton Ramsey running downhill with that athleticism.
And it was Wes Martin, the redshirt senior out of West Milton, Ohio, that opened up that lane. Today, his 28th straight start at left guard, his 34th straight on the offensive line. And Ramsey happy to have some of those veterans on the line this year. They lost Jason Spriggs and Dan Feeney, both NFL talent, graduated. But still, when you talk about Martin and Littlejohn, Stepanak, Brandon Knight, and Coy Cronk, this is a good line in front of Peyton Ramsey.
Oh, talking to some people, I mean, they believe Brandon Knight, Coy Cronk, probably free agent, NFL tackles, maybe be able to get in there, possibly make a roster. And that's not something that you've been able to say about Indiana. They have drastically upgraded the talent on their offense and defensive lines, and then the depth at the skill positions. This isn't a situation where you just have one or two guys on the outside and not really much of a line to speak of. They're able to get in there, get physical up front, run the football, and then you see a plethora of playmakers on the outside.
Tom Allen coordinates the Indiana defense. His co-defensive coordinator is an alum, Mark Hagan. Played here at Indiana as a linebacker back in 1987 to 1991. Tom Allen, native of Newcastle, was the associate head coach in 2016, taking over then for Kevin Wilson. His background at South Florida, at Ole Miss, Arkansas State. He was a high school coach at Ben Davis. Riley Neal rolls out in the final 20 seconds and throws it away.
And this is a situation where Ball State has to be careful. Maybe you want to try to pick up 3 points if you can get a field goal. But the last thing you want to do is turn the football over and make this thing worse. It's 24-3. You've moved the ball at points in the first half. Get into halftime, get some adjustments made, get gassed up a little bit, and try to make a run then.
2nd down and 10. And Ball State this time content to run the football as Gilbert is wrapped up. And that should be the final play of the first half. Ball State scored the game's first 3, but 24 straight for Indiana, and the Hoosiers lead it 24-3.
And Tom Allen has to be happy, worried about a potential letdown. Playing a MAC school after playing an ACC conference opponent last week. You're feeling much better about that. Worried your guys might start a little slow. Also made some plays early on, but a great job by Indiana taking control of this game, utilizing the entire football field both vertically and horizontally, and then defensively stepping up when they needed to. They gave up some yards on those first couple drives. You saw them settle in the red zone, hold them to field goals, even missing one, and only allowing 3 points.
Well, they have paid attention to what he was talking about because the Hoosiers have the lead. Pay attention to history. Remember, Ball State had won 3 of the last 4 coming in. Coming up on BTN, our triple header continues later today as 19th ranked Michigan hosts SMU. Then Purdue battles Missouri under the lights in West Lafayette, along with other great action. It's all coming your way right here on BTN and the Fox Sports app. Visit btn.com/gamefinder to find the game in your area. Well, the weather in the Midwest, not very good last weekend. It's been beautiful today here, and IU has taken advantage. Indiana with 24 straight. They lead the Cardinals at the break, 24-3 on BTN.